Wonder why the city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com. Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Glad you're here. It's a Wednesday morning. Today we're talking about the world of sports. We'll talk about Major League Baseball. We'll talk about my guest's favorite team, the Los Angeles Rams, and how you can see them this coming season because they move back to L.A. Anyway, you can call us at 436-ME-TV, option 11. Today we'll be flying home with, I'll tell you in a moment. Back after this, today's program is sponsored by McHenry Protective Services.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Here on Connect with Me on Me TV Fresno. Glad you are here on a Wednesday morning. You can call in at 436-ME TV option 11. We'll have a lot of fun on the program today as opposed to yesterday where we were talking about race relations here in this country and with all the recent shootings of African Americans and those 5 who died in Dallas last week. They were shot and killed. So time to lighten it up here today and talk about the world of sports because it is kind of the toyland. I like to delve into that once in a while here on this show, which is today is sponsored by McHenry Protective Services, by the way. A quick programming note, and tomorrow you might want to tune in because this is another important program. You know that water problem they have in Northeast Fresno with the discolored water, and now they've got lead coming out, copper, and all that kind of stuff. If you've been keeping up with it in the news, reading about it, hearing about it on the television news, the local news, then you'll want to tune in tomorrow. We'll have 4 guests tomorrow, 4 residents who live in Northeast Fresno, and now, according to the Water Resources Board, it may be the fault of the city of Fresno because they're mixing surface water with groundwater, and that's creating problems with these galvanized pipes. It's in Northeast Fresno. We'll have that program for you tomorrow. You never know where this situation is going to pop up. You may turn on the sink one day or the water one day in your kitchen sink, and it could come out a yellow brown color. You don't want that. So and also tomorrow night a special water meeting on what to do about the water crisis over in Northeast Fresno at the Fresno City Council meeting. So that takes place tomorrow. But tomorrow's program on the water issue. So let's get to today's program, the world of sports, and you may have watched the All-Star game last night as the American League won again. They beat the National League, and that means that the American League has the home field advantage, of course, in the upcoming World Series. And get this, Johnny Cueto of the Giants, he was on the mound. He had a 13-1 record going into the All-Star game, and it was the first time that he started as a pitcher. But his 2 former teammates on Kansas City last year tapped him for home runs. That's what won the game for the American League essentially. So Johnny Cueto didn't last long, a little more than an inning, and he was out of the game. Now, keep in mind that the Giants, by the way, forget about the All-Star game because that really is meaningless as far as the standings are concerned or the stats are concerned. But when they resume play this coming Friday, the Giants have a 6.5 game lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers, the favorite team of my guests today. And so recently I went to AT&T Park during a Giant-Dodger series on a Saturday night and took in that game. It was an extra inning game. It went 10 innings, but keep in mind, if the Giants are really going to win the West, it's 6.5 games, which is really nothing because there's a long way to go. You've got the dog days of summer left. So the Giants are going to win. Here are the people that they need back in the lineup. They need Matt Duffy back, they need Hunter Pence back, and they need second baseman Joe Panik back. Not to mention the relief pitching's got to come through, right? Anyway, Joe Panic was a guest of mine here on the show out in the field. I interviewed him in the dugout in San Francisco. Here is what he had to say about how he approaches the game day in and day out. Your Joe Panic of your Giants.
Not to look at the standings too much. For us, it's about trying to play well, and if we play well, everything will take care of itself. Obviously, once you get to August, September, that's when you start, checking the standings more. So, but right now we're just trying to accumulate wins, and the more wins you get, the better. So, right now we're not too worried about how far up we are. If we keep winning, we keep playing the way we can play, everything will kind of take care of itself.
Do you worry more about yourself and what you can do, and whatever is out of your control, you don't worry about it up here at this level?
Yeah, right now all you really can ask for is play the best you can and just control what you can control, whether it's putting a good swing on a pitch or being ready in the field, making a good play. So that's the stuff that you can control, and having the right approach at the plate. That's really what you have to kind of keep in mind, because you have 600 at bats, so it's you're going to have your ups and downs. So you just got to kind of keep that even keel.
And live in our studio right now is Ronnie Paul. He's not a big fan of Joe Panic's because he's not a Giant fan. But I'll tell you what, I will bet you my bottom dollar Ronnie Paul, flying home with Ronnie Paul, has a lot of respect for what Joe Panic can do on the field. I guarantee you he wishes Panic was on the Dodgers. I guarantee you Panic would play well with the Dodgers, but who knows? A long way to go, 6.5 game lead for the Giants. Ronnie Paul is our guest today. We'll talk about the Giants. We'll talk about the Dodgers. There are more interviews coming up with both the Giants and your Dodgers. Pre-game a few weeks ago at AT&T Park. So, including, we'll talk to that wild and crazy guy. You know Scott Van Slyke of the Dodgers?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
boy.
Oh, well, I talked to him, and he looks kind of weird, doesn't he? But he's a good player.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he really is. Anyway, today's program sponsored by McHenry Protective Services. We'll talk to Justin Turner, Bruce Bochy, and the rest back in a moment.
Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
On MeTV. Seek out new life.
I've seen old photographs of this period. Let's get out of here.
And new civilizations. Boldly go to Mayberry and the Andy Griffith Show.
Weeknights at 8 on MeTV Fresno.
So we're talking sports. We're talking the toyland of Americana right now, and it really is the toy. It's like going to Toys R Us for a kid. You know what I mean, Ronnie?
It is.
It really is. I mean, you have to admit that, right? You go to a game, it's like going to Toys R Us if you're a 5-year-old.
Even 8-year-old too. It's
yeah, an 8-year-old. I mean, it really is a lot of fun to go talk to the players and see what they're all about. You know, you go into the dugout, you hear Bochy. He gives that pregame interview every day. About the same time. There's a whole group of media people that surround him, and he just sits there very calmly and he answers every question. And he's got nothing. He's got 3 world titles. What's he got to worry about?
No, he's a great manager, that guy. I wish we had him. That's
yeah,
what
I know
we
you
did.
do.
Yeah.
You wish you had Panic too, don't you?
Yeah, I know too. Yeah.
Well, they got Adrian Gonzalez at first. I was trying to think of his name. Adrian Gonzalez at first. They got Justin Turner at third base, great player, and they got Clayton Kershaw. Now, what do they have beyond that? Do you like their manager?
He hasn't shown anything yet. The other one wasn't that they complained, but
you didn't like the other one.
I didn't like the other one either.
No, because he was a Yankee. He was a Yankee. That's
the
why.
Best one
Ronnie admitted he was a Yankee.
Yeah,
that's
he
why
was. That's why
you didn't like him.
The best one is with the Cubs now, Joe Madden. That guy is next to Bruce Bochy.
Yeah,
I like that guy. That's who I wish we had. But the Cubs, they could be in it.
So there's look. I've followed baseball since I was a kid. You know, and I know, 6.5 games in July is nothing. It's like having a half-game lead. It really is nothing. It can disappear in 1 week. All the Giants have to do is go on like an 8-game losing streak, and the Dodgers go on a 10-game winning streak, and the lead is gone. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. But this year it hasn't happened, though. You see, there's no. After this All-Star game, we'll know.
But that's why they play 2 halves.
Yeah, that's why we'll know after that All-Star game whether the Dodgers will go further down, or the Giants may lose ground a little bit. But I think the Giants will still be in there, though.
Well, they might be in there, but I don't know. It may go down to the wire. They may not have because the Giants, I think overall, I think the Giants have a better team than the Dodgers. But both teams have their weaknesses. One is relief pitching, and you have to admit, once you get beyond Bumgarner and Cueto, Giants have nothing.
That's it.
Peavy, come on, he's kind of over the hill. Matt Cain, he's on the disabled list. He's, we don't even know if his career's over or not.
But the Dodgers can't rely everything on Kershaw either, too. See?
No, they can't. But they got a great hitter in Justin Turner. He hit that great home run a few weeks ago on a Friday night to beat the Giants, and he's a great player. Gonzalez is older, but he's still a good player. But the Giants and Dodgers are kind of right there. Oh, we got a phone call here. Okay. Hey, caller, you're on the air with Ronnie Paul. Go ahead. What is your question today?
Okay, Ronnie, let me give you a good question here. Hey, there's no better manager right now than Bochy. I mean, no matter he makes the right moves and all that, I don't think any bullpen is as strong as theirs right now. I mean, they go on a losing streak, they go. But, they have a lot of injuries, and during those injuries, these young kids that are in the AAA that come up have taken some, they've kind of kept them up there, because their starters, have been hurt for quite a while.
Yeah.
But these young kids that in the AAA have kept them ahead of the Dodgers. Look at the Dodgers have had all this money spent, and they should have been already 8-9 games ahead of the Giants. And what happens? Bochy makes the right moves. I don't think that the manager for the Dodgers has done any better, as far as managing the Dodgers. But they have a lot of talent. Kid you not. Now Kershaw's hurt. That's something that they have to deal with. But at the same time, Ronnie, be honest with yourself. You think the manager has made right moves right now? Because they should have been ahead of the Giants. The Giants really weren't even into the top 2 or 3. But look at where they're at now.
Yeah.
So the Dodgers are going to have to win in order for them to take over the Giants. Like John says, they can lose 8-9 games, but they won't lose 8-9 games in a row. And the Dodgers, they're panicking because they know that they should have been ahead of the Giants at this time from last year. What do you think? I'm not saying the Giants or the Dodgers, but I know you're a Dodger fan, but I'm also a Giant fan. So what do you think?
All right.
Well, he's right. He said 100% correct. He's correct. Bochy does a better job than you said that we have some hitters and stuff like that. But Bochy knows how to manage, the right time, even with his backups.
Yeah, he's getting like second base. This guy's playing second base for the Giants now. He's like the number 4 pick down the line because Panic is the starter. Panic gets hurt. Then the backup to Panic gets hurt. I think Adrianza. Then the backup to him got hurt. Now they brought up this guy from Sacramento, and he's doing well. And Bochy knows how to mix and match and change the lineup. It's amazing. He changes the lineup from. He changes the leadoff hitter. He changes the bottom of the order. The middle kind of stays the same, but he changes the top and bottom of the order a lot. And I don't know why he's such a magician at that. That's the key.
That is the key. And Joe Madden is the same way, too. Yeah. He knows what to do, too.
Yeah.
But what I enjoy every day when I look at the paper, I don't want to know game. I like to see how many games back Dodgers. I noticed.
Oh, they're 6.5.
Well, I know it used to be 5, then it was 4.5, then it goes back down again.
And how do you like this? The Giants have the best record in Major League Baseball right now, 57 and 33. One other quick little fact here it's a fun fact. Okay. Yeah. All right. Eric. Hosmer won the MVP last night in the All-Star game. He plays for Kansas City. Of course, Kansas City won the World Series last year. The last Giant to win an MVP in the All-Star game was Melky Cabrera in 2012. He got busted for steroids. The last Dodger to win the MVP in the All-Star game, Mike Piazza, 1996.
Yeah.
All right, and prior to that, it was Steve Garvey in '78.
Long time ago.
Anything to say?
Huh?
You want to say something before we go to break?
No. That's it.
Go ahead.
History that nothing has happened since
ahead.
then,
Yeah.
like that. So
Piazza and Garvey, two of your favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's almost 20 years ago, practically.
No, let's see,
What year?
1996.
90,
yeah, 20 years ago,
Yeah,
Piazza
see?
won it, and wow,
Yeah.
more than 30
Time
years
flies
ago.
when you're having
more
fun,
than
yeah.
30 years ago, Steve Garvey. Remember his wife, Cindy Garvey?
Yeah, I
Remember
know,
that?
yeah.
They were the America's couple for a while.
For a while, yeah.
For a while, and then
Something happened. after
something.
that.
What happened, Ronnie?
Well, I don't know. This is a family show. I don't want
Okay.
to say.
All right. McHenry Protective Services, our program is sponsored by them today. 436 MeTV option 11. We'll go back out to AT&T, interview some of the players, and interview Ronnie Paul. We'll be flying home with Ronnie Paul in just a moment here on Connect with Me. Got an open line, by the way.
Fresno, and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
Euronews, most watched news channel in Europe.
Anyway, the Giants-Dodgers rivalry goes way, way, way back. You know that, Ronnie.
Very way back. Yeah.
I mean, a long way.
Long
It
time,
goes
right.
back to Brooklyn, when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn.
Well,
the
they
Giants,
were in New
They were
York.
both in New York. There's no question about it. The Giants played at the Polo Grounds, Dodgers at Ebbets Field. Did you ever go to Ebbets Field?
No, never did.
You never did?
Never did.
You've been to
I was
New
too
York, though,
young.
right? You've
New
been to
York,
New York.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you
Giant
did.
Stadium, old Giant Stadium.
Polo Grounds. They played at the Polo
Yeah,
Grounds.
no, I never saw that. No, I saw the old Yankee Stadium though.
Me
I
too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty neat. There's a lot of history there.
A lot of history. The old Yankee Stadium
Yeah.
there with the monuments and the locker rooms
Yeah.
and just the overall ambiance of the stadium. The crowd noise at Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, not quite like it is today.
No, the way with the you see the motique, everything was laid out pretty fun.
Yeah,
History.
And the facade.
Yeah, exactly.
You walked into old Yankee Stadium, you could just visualize Ruth and Gehrig and Mantle and Joe DiMaggio, playing on the field.
And the Mets were playing at the
Shea
Shea
Stadium.
Stadium where the Jets played there
Yeah.
for a while.
New York
Too.
Jets or the
Jets,
Jets?
whatever they're like that. That's way back too. That's another 20 years ago and everything.
I know.
Yeah.
These teams, they all have new stadiums
Yeah.
now. So anyway, so the rivalry goes way back, and I remember going as a kid watching the Giants and Dodgers at Candlestick, and I was there the weekend that Marichal hit Johnny Roseborough over the head with the bat. I remember that as a kid. They didn't have video the way that they do now, so there was no videotape of that, only pictures. Then remember when Reggie Smith played for the Dodgers? You remember that years ago?
Yeah, way long back
I was
again.
at a Giant Dodger game. It was a night game at Candlestick a long time ago, and there was a guy that poured beer on Reggie Smith in the Giants in the Dodger dugout. Reggie Smith made a beeline, darted up into the stands to get the guy. They arrested the guy, and as they were hauling the guy away, he poured another beer on top of Smith, who was after him. So,
Today you can't do that. The player can't go up there.
well, no, Smith. I mean, he made a beeline for that guy. He wanted to kick the living
Yeah.
daylights out of him.
Yeah,
You know.
today is.
But it
gonna
is
be-
a very intense. So how intense do you think the rivalry is right now?
Oh, it's always been there ever since me growing up a few years ago. But it is.
But is it as intense now, do you think, as it was?
Yeah, I think so too. Just like
Really?
the Red Sox and the Yankees. That's.
But you don't have any bench clearing brawls anymore. You don't have the closest thing that you have come to an old-fashioned Giant Dodger rivalry probably was when Bumgarner and Puig got into it. Remember, they wanted to go to blows, and they had to hold them back. Who would you put your money on?
Puig. I would put it on.
Why? Because he's got big guns.
He's got big guns.
He's got
he
big
does.
guns.
Yeah.
Bumgarner, hey man, he works on a range.
I know he's no.
He's
he
no
has muscles
pushover.
too. That guy.
No.
Too. That would have been interesting to see. But they want to. The Major League Baseball. They want to get away from that type of the.
They don't like that
violence.
image, do they?
No.
But
you know.
We
watch this to relax, to keep our mind off what's going on, like today, like that.
Yeah.
As a relaxing.
We're taking a break from all the
news we hear today.
all the bad news out there, right?
Yeah, and that goes on 24 hours a day practically now.
All you have to do is turn on the 24-hour news cycles.
That's all I hear. Yeah, that's all you do.
Yeah, I know. But speaking of the rivalry, I was there a few weeks ago, and it was a Giant Dodger game on a Saturday night. And they went 10 innings. Giants ended up winning in extra innings. The night before, the Dodgers had won, and the Giants came back and won the Sunday game. But I wanted to ask some of the players about the rivalry. So we're going to cue up a tape called Rivalry. It's got sound. We'll hear the interviews. It's a long tape. So the rivalry between the Giants and the Dodgers, does it still exist? Here's a sampling of what some of the players have to say on both teams, the Giants and Dodgers.
Giant Dodger rivalry. Here's the ultimate right here.
Go Giants. Go Giants, baby. I love it when the Dodgers come to downtown with their beautiful bullpen. I love that bullpen they have,
They just blew it today. They just blew it. Kenley Jansen, oh my Lord. I don't even know what to say.
Go Giants, baby.
Are you guys friends?
Oh, yeah.
He's my father-in-law.
That's right.
Are you serious?
No joke.
I know.
I married into a Giants family. I married into a Giants family.
That's strike two to you.
Strike two? Yeah, it is. It literally is. We love each other, though.
That's right, we do.
So how big is the rivalry?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah?
All the way. I'm a native San Franciscan, born and raised, baby.
Is it hateful?
It's not hateful. It's not hateful. Not hateful. No.
No, not at all. It's all love. It's all love. Yeah, I love them.
Well, I'm going to ask you, first of all, what you think about when you face the Dodgers. First thing that goes through your mind, do you approach the game any different? Do you approach the day any different?
No. We know it's always going to be a good game. It's a rivalry. They're a great squad. They have great pitchers. So, we're going to have to, put it all out on the line. But that's kind of the way we go about our business every day. Is every day we're giving 110%, and there's no day offs, no breaks here. So.
I've been watching this Giants-Dodgers rivalry since the mid-1960s. That's a long time ago, with the likes of Mays, McCovey, Marichal, Koufax, and Drysdale. That's more than 50 years ago. So what's changed? The fans, the players, the game itself? One man thinks he has the answer. He's Ron Wotus, the Giants bench coach. Heated, maybe hate is too strong a word. Does that rivalry still exist?
It still exists. I think it's changed a little bit over the years. Players move around a lot more today. The game's a little more cordial, with no hitting the catcher at home plate and the slide rule at second base. But we definitely know who we have to beat to get to the playoffs, and this is the team. And that's a huge motivator, and that keeps that rivalry going strong.
Is there a different agenda or the way that you approach game day, knowing it's the Dodgers, knowing that first place, well, you're 3 games up, but knowing that first place could be on the line?
The focus doesn't change in terms of trying to win the game today. There's definitely a different buzz in the air when you're playing the Dodgers. We understand that. We understand the rivalry. And it makes for a fun atmosphere. The fans are going at it with each other. We feel that, kind of feed off of that. Makes for intense games, and I feel like they're all really close games. No matter what the standings say or who's hot, who's not, it's a close game, and it seems to work that way all the time.
And I've been watching this Giant Dodger series. since like the 60s. I mean, since I was a kid. So I know what it's like. I know the game is different today, but as a player, what does the Giant-Dodger rivalry mean to you as a player?
Well, we know even more so right now, they're in front of us in the standings, so they're the team that we got to beat, we got to make ground up on, and you know, if we can take care of business against them, we like our chances.
Any added incentive because it is the Giants?
Like I said, you know, they're the team in front of us, so we don't need any more incentive than that, and obviously there's a long history of the rivalry, and you know, they're always fun games when we come up here and when they come down to us. So
I would have to say that it's just history and good games. I don't know. It's like any rivalry. There's, you know, it's things that happened in the past that make things what they are today. Obviously, they played in the same city a long time ago. As a player, it's fun to come out here and compete against these guys. But all in all, it's just another game.
What about you? Do you take on this game as having any more importance than any other game because it's the Giants?
Not really. I would say that these games are obviously important, but all games are important when you're playing in a season, and obviously you're playing your division rival, and the only difference between this game and any other games are that basically these games, and it doesn't matter when you're playing the Giants, it always feels like the playoffs, so that's about it.
Are you a Giants fan, obviously?
Love it, since I was 10.
And how old are you now?
27.
And do you like the Dodgers at all, or is it just total dislike?
Not a total dislike, I just don't know the Dodgers. My boyfriend, born and raised in LA, so he's a huge Dodger fan. Put on a San Francisco Giants hat tonight and represented San Francisco, and we killed it.
Name a player on the Giants.
I can't.
So you didn't hear it here in the studio, but I asked that young lady who was wearing that Giants jacket, name a Giant. You know what she said at the end?
What'd she say?
I can't.
Yeah.
She doesn't know the players. Doesn't know the players. But in that piece there, we interviewed Jared Parker, who's playing right field part of the time.
Go. I'm sorry.
Hey, are you still there?
Bye-bye.
No, he had to go.
He had to go. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we interviewed Jared Parker of the Giants, Ron Wotus, the bench coach, Matt Duffy of the Giants, and then for the Dodgers, we had Justin Turner, Scott Van Slyke, and Enrique Hernandez. So what'd you think?
Very good. You have a lot of clout.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have any clout.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Well, look what you did. That's pretty good.
No, what did you think of what they said?
No, that's true. It's all right. There is still a rivalry going on.
But the players. But if you listen to it again, it's not like it used to be.
Well, no, it's not like it was 60s,
because,
50s.
No, because the game has changed. The game has changed.
But it's still fun, though.
Huh?
It is still fun.
It's still
you
fun.
see the people, you know, they wear their San Francisco, they wear their Dodgers, so there is still there. It may not be intense like it was, you know. You know, with all this security now, they got to watch it now.
Here's the thing that you didn't see years ago is when you go to a Giants game, you know what you see in the stands? A lot of Dodger fans wearing Dodger T-shirts, hats. You didn't see that years ago. You didn't see that. So that you know, they're going on StubHub and Vivid Seats, and the Dodger fans are buying up all these tickets to go to see the Dodgers, and they're sitting like behind the dugout.
Well, that's what's going to happen for football. Same thing when the Rams go
we'll
to
talk
San
about
Francisco.
That too,
yeah,
but a little bit more to get to with the Giants and Dodgers. 436 MeTV option 11. We're sorry to our caller. I guess he got tired of waiting. He had to go. We were going to get to him here in a moment, but we had to let that piece play out. It was quite long. Anyway, 436 MeTV option 11. Ronnie Paul is here, and you are welcome to call in today. An open line is available right now. McHenry Protective Services is your sponsor today here on the program.
True country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country. The only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
Back here with Flying Home with Ronnie Paul, and your show airs every Saturday night from 7 o'clock at night until 1 in the morning, and we'll get to talking about more about that. Caller, you're on the air.
Let's get this guy here.
Yeah, let's get this guy here. You got a busy schedule today, so go. You're on the air.
Okay, sir. I've been a Giants fan since I was a kid. Do you remember when the Fresno Giants were here, and we had San Francisco and the California Angels play at Euless Park? I was a little kid at the time. I was there. They had Willie Mays, Bobby Bonds. They had all the Giant greats.
I remember.
And I tell you, with the Dodgers and the Giants, that's the best rivalry we have. And don't forget, the Giants in '93, they won 103 games that year, and they lost out to Atlanta, so anything's possible. Thank you very much for the comment.
Hey, caller, stay there for a second. Stay there.
Yeah.
What year are you talking about in terms of the Fresno Giants? Well, what year was that you saw Mays and McCutcheon?
I was probably in 4th or 5th grade. The Fresno Giants was a single-A team here. I saw Will Clark hit his first home run at Euless Park.
Okay, what year was that? That you saw Mays and all the rest of them?
I was probably 3 years old. I'm 63 now. I mean, I was not 3 years old. I was probably, let's say 8 years old or something like that. So I can't remember the year.
So you're talking about the early 60s then, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So the early 60s, we had the Fresno Giants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fresno Giants was their Class A team here.
Yeah.
At the time.
But could you get the players to talk to you? Would they allow you to take their pictures? Could you get their autographs?
Yeah, they did, but I never brought a ball, never thought about it, and I was just excited to be there. And I wished I would have had a baseball. I could have got all the autographs. They even had Dave Kingman there.
Wow.
I don't remember if Nolan Ryan was there. I don't know, but they had. I think Jack Clark was there. He was maybe he wasn't there, but I can't remember because I was a kid then.
Yeah.
But you could probably look up in the Fresno Bee and find it.
Did you see Juan Marichal there?
Yeah. I can't remember now.
Yeah. Well, it's a long time ago.
Yeah. But I wish I
Right.
would have had a baseball. But Will Clark, when he was here in Fresno, he was a tremendous guy. I mean, really nice. I've talked to him a couple of times when he was playing for the Fresno Giants.
Well, that's great. Tremendous memories. You're a lifelong Giant fan. I appreciate you calling and being patient.
My favorite Giant is Chris Spire, if you know who he is.
Of course, I remember Chris Spire.
He was a walk-on in 1971.
The fans really got on his case a lot when he was playing because he was not a fan favorite. Let's put it that way. You remember that?
Yeah, well, the one that I remember mostly is Johnny LeMaster.
Yeah.
I was at a game there one time, and he had blue on the back of his jersey.
Yeah. LeMaster was not a fan favorite either. Chris Spire was okay, but they got on him pretty good.
Okay, I have to go, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. You remember all
Bye-bye.
those guys?
Yeah, and I remember Fresno Giants, John Euless Park when I was a kid. We're practically the same.
Where's that located?
We're right next to Radcliffe. Is in that area right there. And
So right near Fresno City College.
Exactly.
That's where they played. So how big was the park?
Well, just like it wasn't that big. Like it wasn't like Grizzly Stadium type.
No.
No, just like a little overgrown high school, college field.
Really?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't this bourgeois stuff that we see now today. It was like a.
But they had the fences were out there.
The
right?
fences were out there, and the players, you could get the autographs easy, pictures. Now it's harder. It was just like he should have took his baseball bat and mitt and
He
signed
should have
everything.
taken his camera, his glove, all the baseballs, and getting autographs. I mean, you had the greats out there: Mays, McCovey,
Well, yeah, right there,
Marichal.
free.
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 Jim Reinhart
Today they charge $50, $25.
You can't even get close to the players today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very difficult to get close to the
Yeah.
players today. There's no question. We've got another call coming in. Good morning. You're on Connect with me or with our friend Ronnie Paul here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to ask this question. First of all, I'd like to say my family, they're all big-time Dodgers fans, fanatics, you could say. I mean, I've been to a Dodger game in L.A., and they get pretty crazy and wild down there.
Yeah.
But my question is, I'm the only person in the family who doesn't really get baseball. I mean, I see you guys like it, and I would like to like it. I've been to games and stuff. I've been there to the park in Fresno. But what am I missing, or what am I not looking at that just doesn't really appeal to me? And I see the enthusiasm, but sometimes I'm just there for taco night and cheap beer. That's just my question.
What's your question again? I didn't get that. What was the guy's question? What's the big deal with what?
Huh?
I don't.
Baseball. Oh, today.
What's the big deal with
You mean
baseball?
our topic here? What's the excitement about
What's the
baseball?
excitement?
today?
Yeah, I don't know. He was kind of talking quite fast there, and I didn't get the question.
Well, it's still called America's pastime.
Okay,
almost.
so explain what the big excitement is about baseball. I'll let you talk about that.
Well, the big excitement today, if you're a big fan, you wait till the season starts, and it starts in April, and then big fan, you're waiting for what's going to happen in October. Either you go home or you continue on, at World Series, and then you celebrate ever like that. But no matter good or bad, this and that, that's your team. You look forward to it.
Right, but if you look at, I don't know if baseball is really the American pastime
I think
anymore.
football now is getting,
Football is now gaining a lot more popularity. But still, the Dodgers lead Major League Baseball in attendance, even though they don't sell out every game, believe it or not. And they all leave in the seventh inning.
And in TV, too,
And
ratings,
yeah,
too.
they have the best broadcaster in the history of
Vince
any
Scully,
sport.
oh, yeah.
There's no question. However, the Giants have sold out every game since 2011. Ever since they won the 2010 World Series, the following year, every game has been sold out.
And the tickets are more.
And the tickets are more expensive, so it's hard to get a ticket unless you go on one of these websites, like I mentioned before. But I think the big deal with baseball is you really have to be a traditionalist, don't you?
Exactly.
Because baseball has so much history and tradition, and they were playing baseball during the time of the Civil War. So
it's one of America's oldest sports, really.
Yeah, it really is, and you have you still have two very historic parks left in Major League Baseball, in Fenway Park and Wrigley Field, that date back to, 1910, 1911, 1909, somewhere in that range. So...
See, football didn't come to the 20s, late 20s, or like that.
Yeah.
So but baseball's been way earlier than that.
So what is it about baseball? Is it the history, the tradition? What is it?
Well, both. It's everything. The history, the tradition, the game, the people who were involved. Even people don't like the ownership or everything too. It's the broadcasting. It depends on the broadcasting people that get you interested in it.
Yeah,
see,
that's true.
Dodgers, like you said, have the best.
Yeah, they got the best broadcaster.
Yeah.
They don't have the best team, but they have the best
have
broadcaster.
The best broadcaster.
And the Giants and Dodgers are lucky they play in a weak division. I mean, look at San Diego and Colorado. I mean, really weak. So the Giants kind of got lucked out there, and so did the Dodgers. Anyway, 436, MeTV optional. Hey, got another call here. Let's go to this. Quickly, caller, got to go to break, but go ahead. You're on the air.
Okay, Ron, let me tell you something real quick. They won it in I'm talking about the Giants. They won it in 2010, 2012, 2014, and I believe they're going to win it in 2016. Every 2 years they've been doing that. Now, that's my opinion, okay? The Dodgers don't make a move in the next month, and there are still 8 games, Giants will take it, okay? So that'll be, forget the rest of the teams, because I think it's their numbers up. What do you think? And then, you know what, I think everything that's happened, the money has a lot to do with what is transpired over the years, because when Maris and let's say Mantle and all them, when they're playing, they were probably just making 150,000, 200,000 a year. Now you can't even buy peanuts with that. So, what's your opinion about has the money taken over that? Thank you.
Okay.
Well, Giants, the more he spent, look how much money he spent. He can buy a championship. Michael, who's our Laker former Magic Johnson?
Oh,
The
Magic
team
Johnson.
look how much money they spent. They didn't get anything either. See,
No, they got
look at the A's. You know who has a good organization? The Oakland A's.
Yeah.
They have a good organization.
Yeah, let me tell you how good the Oakland A's are, Ronnie. Let me look at the standings here.
I don't think they're.
The American League shows that in the West, Oakland is 38 wins, 51 losses, one of the worst records in baseball. They are in second to last place, only just ahead of
the Angels.
The Angels in the Western Division.
But in the past,
So-
you see how good
and
Oakland
they have
was?
a bunch of cheapskates for owners.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's talk that they might get rid of Josh Reddick now. They might trade him. So I mean.
Yeah, look at
the
Solskjaer.
A's have
Solskjaer's been
completely-
around like.
You know what the A's remind me of today? They remind me of the 70s, the 1970s, when Charlie Finley owned the team, and he completely gutted the team. He got rid of Reggie Jackson, Joe Rudy, all the rest. He just gutted a team that had won 3 consecutive world championships. It's amazing. Anyway, 436 MeTV option 11. What's the big deal about baseball? It's the history. It's the tradition. I mean, just go to any one of these games. These games are sold out. I mean, just about everywhere except San Diego. Nobody goes to any games in San Diego. They got one of the worst teams in baseball. And Oakland does not sell out, believe it or not. Of course, Oakland has one of the worst stadiums in baseball. 436 MeTV option 11. Back after this from McHenry Protective Services.
By the city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
You can find movies on over-the-air channel 13.3. Movies. Our name says it all.
Okay, back here on the program with Ronnie Paul and talking about baseball and the Giants and all the rest. And it's amazing that the Giants are in first place because, they've had so many injuries, Ronnie. They got their third baseman, Duffy, is out. Hunter Pence is out, the right fielder. They've kind of, it's been a revolving door between, they got Blanco playing right field. They got Parker, Williamson. Pagan has been over there. And Blanco and Pagan have been playing center and also left. So it's kind of a hodgepodge there. And then they got Grant Green filling in for Joe Panic at second base. Grant Green. You ever heard of Grant Green?
No.
They called him up from Sacramento, for God's sake.
It's from the minor leagues.
He's the number 4 choice to play second base. So they got all these positions. And not only that, their relief pitching out the window.
But there's still there's the managing.
So
and
how
and
are they
do.
doing it? How are they doing it? Is it a combination of the Dodgers being bad too, and all the rest of the teams?
Well,
or is it...
Bochy, like I said, he knows how to tweak it right and everything too.
Let me tell you something. That game that I went to a few weeks ago when they played the Giants and Dodgers, they went in there. You know how many pitchers the Giants used in that game? Guess.
5.
9.
9.
9 pitchers. And they had the game not ended, they had run out of pitchers. I mean, who was going to pitch?
They
Blanco?
start all over again.
They'd have to start all over again. I mean, I don't know. What do you put Madison Bumgarner out there to relief pitch? So they ran out of pitchers. They were in the 10th inning. Bochy was down to his last guy. So the relief pitching has to improve. Right now, of course, they got Sergio Romo back. They got Casilla, who's the closer, who's not very good. He's not. They got Javier Lopez, George Cantos, not good. Strickland, not too good. Osich, not too good. Law not too good, and Suarez, I think he's back in the minors. I think they sent him back to the minors. Maybe not. Maybe he's still up there. But I asked, and I talked to Bruce Bochy, and asked him if it's too early to worry about these kinds of things, the relief pitching. Is it too early? Let's roll the tape. You'll hear Bruce Bochy.
Too early to worry about what the bullpen's going to do the rest of the season, or is it about the right time when you can start tweaking and mixing and matching guys?
Yeah, well, I think you should have a pretty good idea normally about where you're at with the bullpen, and and I'll admit we've had some hiccups there, and of course we're missing a key ingredient there with Sergio, who helped stabilize that bullpen. You got your eighth inning guy, when that puts the other guys in their roles. But we got some young kids. They're actually doing a pretty good job, I think. Sure, there's been some growing pains, but if you'd have told me that we wouldn't have Romo this long, but we're still doing okay in that bullpen, I'd take it. But at some point, I think you'll see this pin get more consistent with, if I can get these guys in a little bit more defined roles. And I've talked to them about that. So, part of it's me. They're going in there for a hitter. I said, hey, don't get down. Don't get discouraged. I'm going to try to get this thing to where we do have more defined roles than what we have right now.
I think we're great. I think everybody's on the same page. We're humans. Nobody's perfect, but we're going to go out there and give it our best every chance we get. And I have a lot of confidence in myself and in the bullpen itself. So I think we're right on the right page, and looking to win another World Series.
You're not concerned at all, and you haven't lost your confidence, it doesn't seem.
Not at all. No, I think everybody's on the same page, and I think we all, when we take them out, we have the confidence we should.
I think it's kind of a day-to-day thing. I think everyone's working on kind of their own thing, and they're trying to perfect their own stuff that they're trying to work on. And so in a way, yeah, I think everyone is trying to figure their own stuff out, but there's good and bad days. I think that's with every team too. And the bullpen's one of those things where you can come out and they can make 3 or 4 good pitches and give up 3 hits. And then they can make 3 or 4 bad pitches and get 3 or 4 outs. So it's kind of a weird thing. And I think the bullpen, kind of like hitting, sometimes can get streaky and not streaky. So I think it's going to figure itself out here pretty quick. And I think the hitters are going to start figuring it out here pretty quick.
All right, so in that piece, you heard from Bruce Bochy, you heard from relief pitcher Hunter Strickland, and Trevor Brown. The last one there that you saw is the backup to Buster Posey, the catcher, so he's still learning. But as a matter of fact, I want to put up a picture of Buster Posey. Can we put up the picture of Buster Posey? Best catcher in baseball?
I think so.
Better than A.J. Ellis of the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Does anybody know pitchers better than this guy?
You do, yeah. Uh-huh.
No, I don't. He does.
He does. No, he knows what to do.
No, I don't know the pitchers at all.
Sure you do.
No, I don't. I have no idea what kind of if they're throwing a cutter, a screwball, a fastball. I don't know what they're throwing.
He's rated up there very high.
Yeah, Hall of Famer?
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
How about put up the picture of Clayton Kershaw? Hall of Famer?
Easy.
All right, you want to know what the word on the street about Kershaw is?
What's that?
All right, you're gonna don't.
All right.
Don't get upset, okay? He chokes when the playoffs come around.
No, that happened. What, 2 years ago? That happened.
I'm just telling you what
No,
I'm
the one
hearing on
against the Cardinals. That's what happened.
I'm telling you what the word on the street
Yeah.
is. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he a choker in the playoffs?
Well, he's called a Peyton Manning of football. Same thing.
During the regular season, he's pretty good, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right. How about Johnny Cueto, who pitched last night? Put up that photo. Cueto, good? He's
pretty
13-1.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Very good.
His problem is I think he gives up too many runs early on, like in the first, second inning. Then he settles down. But he's 13-1.
He's nervous at first.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't asked him about that. He speaks limited English, so if I interviewed him, I'd have to talk to. He does have an interpreter that he does convey messages to the media. Very, very great. Just like Cespedes used to. I interviewed Cespedes a few times, and he's got an interpreter that travels with him as well. So, Madison Bumgarner versus Kershaw. Who's the best? Who would you rather? If you had your choice and you owned the Dodgers, who would you rather have? You only had one choice: Kershaw or Bumgarner.
I like them both. I don't know. That's hard to say. They're both equal, but
You think they're about the same?
Bumgarner, I mean, he's your San Francisco guy in the playoffs, a little one notch better, I would say.
Yeah, and he's got a temper too.
Yeah.
Kershaw doesn't have a temper.
No, Kershaw never gets mad.
No, but I've seen Bumgarner get mad.
Bumgarner, yeah, he when it's the time he's
he even
poised.
glares at his manager when he doesn't let him hit.
Yeah.
And he wants to hit.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're glaring at me right now. All right, we're not going to have a brawl here on the
No,
set,
never, never, no.
We're not going to go at it, right?
No.
All right.
Never.
All right. 436 MeTV option 11. Back with more in a moment.
The city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
Getting a lot of kicks here on the show. 436 MeTV option 11. You know, I do want to talk about the antennas because we sell them here at Ventura TV. All the antennas that you want for your house. Unfortunately, if you live in an apartment, it's not going to work for you because they don't allow them. But if you live in a home, or you rent the home, you can have an antenna. And the reason you'd want to buy an antenna here at Ventura TV is because they're affordable, they're reasonable, they have great quality. In fact, I have one on my home. But you want to tout the antennas because?
Well, now the Rams are back in Los Angeles. That means we will be seeing more Ram games on Fox. But since 26 is San Francisco country, I remember when we were growing up, Bakersfield was the boundary line. For if the Rams and the 49ers were playing on the same time, same network, Fresno at that time was channel 30 and 29 was the CBS then. Now it's now again, would have the Rams. So we would go in our homes and move the antenna towards.
Yeah, I know. We did the same thing. Yeah, I lived in Sacramento. We climbed the roof and tweaked the antenna.
But instead of buying the NFL package and spend tons of money, if you live in Fowler, Selma, Kingsburg, the South Valley,
get an antenna.
Get
an
antenna.
Ventura TV.
You get a Ventura TV, and you can
and turn that antenna towards Bakersfield,
and you can watch it on Fox.
You can watch the Rams.
58.1 or yeah, if it's on the same time, it depends. If the Rams play in the morning, you'll get it. It depends if it's double. There's a lot of work involved.
Because what you're saying is that Fox 26. Now that's the radius. That's our radius for the antenna. I believe is that how far we go with an antenna? That's a pretty quite a distance as far as the range is concerned. But here's the deal: what you're trying to say is Fox 26 here is KMPH, and if it's a choice between showing the Rams and the 49ers, and if you have an antenna, they're going to show the 49ers because we're
Northern California zone.
Yeah, we're in the zone.
Yeah.
For Northern, we're not in the zone for LA.
No.
All right. So, but if you're a Rams fan and you get frustrated about that, you buy an antenna here, tweak it towards Bakersfield, and you're good to go.
You're good. You can watch either way. If you want to watch San Francisco in 26, you can, and if you want to watch the Rams when they're home.
What's the deal with the Rams now? They got that new stadium? It's not built yet, right?
No. They're working on it now. They're going to play at the Coliseum for 3 years.
They're going to play at the Coliseum for 3 years?
3 years, yeah. And they're going to build. They won't change their uniforms until they move to the new stadium.
Do you know that my father attended the I know you don't care about this, and I don't know why I'm mentioning this, but my father attended the 1932 Olympic Games at the LA Coliseum.
Boy, that's history over there. I'd rather be there than Argentina.
He had a program from the 32 Olympics. My brother had it, and my brother passed away. I'm not sure what happened to it. But my dad said they rode on a horse and buggy.
They did.
From Modesto down to L.A. to see the Olympics. It took, I don't know how many days.
There was no grapevine at that time.
A horse and buggy from Modesto to L.A.?
Yeah.
Wow. I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Just to see your Rams.
Well, if it was turbocharged, maybe. We'll go.
Turbocharged. Yeah, right. Okay. So what's the deal? They're going to play at the and the owner's going to is he going to share that stadium with any other team? The Raiders?
This year, no. This year.
No, the Raiders are moving to Vegas, I heard, which I can't believe.
Well, the first year, it's up to after this football season. It's up to the Chargers if they want to move to his with him. He can. If not, then stay in San Diego.
Is there a deadline? You're talking about the Chargers. What about the Raiders?
Well, the Raiders need a stadium in Oakland. I wish they would.
No, but there's talk. I mean,
It's Las Vegas. Yeah.
Didn't I just see that guy Mark Davis, the owner? Is he the owner?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm making jokes here, but didn't I see a picture of him with the mayor of Vegas here recently on the internet?
There.
Yeah, he went there. They went to Vegas.
They're hockey. They're going to get hockey now. So maybe that, I don't know what was the deal.
Let me tell you why the Raiders have not won the Super Bowl since 1984. You want me to tell you why?
Why?
Because they've been too preoccupied about where they're going to play. Are we going to play in Oakland? Are we going to play in L.A.? How about El Segundo? How about San Diego? How about we're moving to Tijuana? We're moving here. We're moving there. Why don't they worry about football instead of worried about where they're playing?
They were. You forgot to mention San Antonio too.
Yeah, San Antonio, Sacramento too. Remember?
Actually, long time. You want to hear a good story? You know where they wanted Al Davis wanted to maybe move?
Where?
Right here, Fresno.
Oh, really? And Sacramento too.
Yeah.
Fresno and Sacramento. Yeah, he was going to.
That's why we had the Fresno Bandits here. You remember that? To see if it would go.
He was going to move to Fresno, like I was going to move to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not
how about that deal at what's that deal? They gave him $1 million where Miller High Life Brewery is at. Where's that at? In
I'm not sure.
Southern California.
Oh, okay.
They gave him Al Davis $1 million bill to stadium, and he didn't do it. So they kept
where
him
was
in.
that? Where was that? I want to say I forgot where that was. Someplace in Southern California.
Yeah.
They're ready to build a stadium, and then he bailed out.
It's where Miller High Life Brewery is at that time.
Hey, how much time have we got? All right, we got another videotape runs 37 seconds, so we got time to run. It's called Matt Duffy. All right, I asked Matt Duffy at the Giants game if he's ever heard of a guy named Pablo Sandoval. Remember him?
Forget all about a guy named Pablo Sandoval. Do you constantly hear that? Are you tired of hearing that? Because I don't even know who Pablo is anymore. Do you?
Well, Pablo treated me very well when he was here. And,
yeah, I'm just saying that kidding.
Yeah. I don't know. I try not to think about it. We're two totally different players. If I tried to, last year at least, if I tried to be like Pablo Sandoval, it wasn't going to be the best version of me, and that's kind of the way I took it. I heard it a lot. I appreciate the kind comments towards me, but
it's a compliment.
Yeah, I don't focus on it too much, I guess.
And of course, Pablo Sandoval, as you know, used to play third base for the Giants, and he literally ate his way to Boston. He's eating his way.
He hasn't done very well in Boston, though.
Well, he's on the injured list for the rest of the season, maybe life, and he signed like a $90 million contract. So he's slowly but surely eating his way out of baseball, and he weighs what? 350 pounds, 400 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, you and I make up one of him.
Yeah, I know that. with room to spare.
With room to spare. Ronnie, what time's your show air? What station can we get it
7
flying
o'clock.
home?
We're now we're one step above you. We're on 43.5.
I don't like that.
Huh?
You're surpassing us.
43.5 and Comcast 378 from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
We may have to have a bench clearing brawl over this.
All right.
I mean, come on. You can't surpass us like that.
We're on the same channel,
no,
but
you're on
different
I know, but you've been on for, what, 11 years?
11 years. now,
11 years. Every Saturday night, 7 to 1 a.m. How much time? Got 30 seconds or got to wrap it up?
They're winding it up.
They're winding it up,
All right,
Ronnie?
thank you very much.
You'll come on anytime,
Oh, yeah.
won't you?
We'll do football when the season gets going.
Football when the season starts. We'll talk about your Rams. Okay. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk about the discolored water situation in Northeast Fresno with some residents tomorrow. See you then. Have a good day.
many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry.